gonna rip off the head. Oh no. Traumatic force can actually cause your skull to crack open. Will it explode? Potentially not explode. And you're actually being held up by your own face. It's gonna hurt like hell, but you're not gonna bleed out and die, and you're not gonna die immediately. You're gonna die eventually by just hanging there, slowly bleeding out and being in pain. No way! Come on, you're gonna rip it off. Let me see it. Oh! Dr. Jordan Wagner here, board-certified emergency medicine physician. Today on Experts React Gamology, we're gonna check out the multiple horrific deaths from the game Until Dawn. Oh, no. It's like old school cliffhanger. So this crazy issue is like, how long can you hold on for? You know, your muscles are eventually gonna give out, your, basically forearm, right? Oh my gosh. So basically, if you're falling greater than 7 stories, it's like 90% death, right? Fall right on that rock like that, you're gonna sever your spinal cord, you're gonna have blunt trauma, you have internal organs just demolished from that amount of force. The likelihood of survival is like minimal. Oh! Gotta look close enough, is this person dead? Whoa, look at that neck. So the question is, destroyed neck on that right side, carotid artery, your jugular, you get those torn up, you potentially bleed out pretty fast. Basically, you have your nerve injuries, you're gonna have broken bones to the jaw. You're gonna have a little bit of non-specific movement after somebody dies just shortly after, just because there's still some neurons firing. I mean, it's never good when someone's hanging and then there's a spinning blade. What? Come on. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this is in a game. That's gonna be a horrible amount of pain. Okay, this is just nasty torture. I love the intestine shot, of course, obviously, I'm a doctor. But you're not gonna die that fast when that type of injury occurs. The pain-wise is gonna stop because you're gonna become so euphoric, one from decreased oxygen to the brain because of your lack of blood supply, and you're gonna have your adrenaline kicking in and basically your fight or flight response. So you're gonna become potentially euphoric once it becomes so overwhelmed. Oh, man, okay, nice. Brain trauma, that height of a fall, you can crush the skull, you can have brain matter come out. I'm not gonna go into the description exactly how it looks because it's pretty gross and gruesome, but it could be seeping out of the ears, coming out of the skull, and basically your brain function is dead. If you're otherwise healthy and nothing else happened, you actually can live a long time. Oh my gosh, look at me, so pissed off. Now he's gonna try to save himself. So it's interesting in medicine, especially in the pre-hospital setting, like paramedics and firefighters and basically anybody there to help. It's basically scene safety first. There's always exceptions, but you don't wanna run into a certain situation where you're gonna get killed or injured because now you can't help anybody else. But I don't know, you gotta try a little harder if your friend's gonna die anyway. Oh, nasty. Woo! Right through the mandible underneath. It's all soft tissue underneath your throat here. No crazy major blood vessels and going straight into your mouth. It missed the bones, it missed every major blood vessel, and you're actually being held up by your own face. It's gonna hurt like hell, but you're not gonna bleed out and die, and you're not gonna die immediately. You're gonna die eventually by just hanging there, slowly bleeding out and being in pain. Oh, oh gosh. Finger your thumb straight through the eyes, done. In this situation, you see the nails, they went probably directly into the brain through the thin bone of the orbital socket. You can actually do that with your thumbs if there's enough force to be able to do that. Obviously your thumb's only a certain distance, so it's not gonna go crazy deep in there. I hope I never get my eyes gouged out. Yeah, this is already a bad situation. Oh gosh. That's horrible, the amount of pain that happens. I have seen people their limbs get crushed by these type of machines, or a finger gets caught and it kind of sucks them in. And in this situation, the bottom half of her body's destroyed, and now she's suffering where it's even stuck. Obviously she's suffering through it and not dead yet. And it's probably gonna take a little while for her to die unless she gets crushed all the way through and just destroying all the bone and vital organs and blood supply just leaking out crazy. You just get lacerated. What just happened? Oh no! He just got decapitated. Okay, look at his eyes are still rolling a little bit. Muscle movement's still there a little bit, which is pretty accurate. Oh man. Okay, so When that happens, okay, if you get decapitated, usually modern day, if somebody gets decapitated, car accident, different type of injuries, you're gonna bleed out both major vessels and obviously no connectivity. You're gonna have a couple of seconds where you're still having a little bit of neuron firing. They've done studies to show that there's some sort of activity for 20 seconds or so after, but most of it's nonspecific and no higher function. You don't have control of any of that stuff. But again, at the end of the day, who really knows and who really studies this stuff? Another decapitation. Look at the slow movement, muscle relaxation, eyes kind of open, everything kind of relaxed. And now look at her. So she's like frozen in place and doesn't want to move. And this actually happens. It's actually like a primal response in our bodies. You've heard the phrase before, deer in headlights, where deer doesn't move. Same idea, you're kind of in shock for a few seconds. It's your body's instinct to kind of almost measure up the situation of like fight or flight. So your parasympathetic versus your sympathetic nervous system. So do you stay and fight or do you get out of there? Sometimes people are better at it than others. More often it's just, are you trained to be able to understand the situation that's going on? Don't shoot her, man. Don't do it. Oh, nasty. Okay. Straight through the eye, good shot. One bullet, straight through the eye socket into the brain, and it obviously expands as it's going through. You can potentially survive this for a short period of time. Obviously, you're not gonna have that eye anymore, but it depends on the structures that it hits in your brain. A lot of things that we see in video games and TV shows, people just die instantaneously, but no, there actually is like still some primitive movements that occur. It's pretty sad, but it really does happen in real life. Oh. Okay, you're done. Basically cervical spine injury, not even a cervical spine injury, a decapitation. I love this video game, how they do the final stages of life. The hand is still kind of twitching. So you're having the simple primal movements. So your brain has higher level function, telling your body to do something. But if you sever your spinal cord, you're still gonna have like muscle twitchings and muscle fasciculations and movement because the neurons go straight from the periphery to your spinal cord and back. So it's not taking any brain information. So you're having some sort of connectivity, so you can still have some movement, but there's no purpose for the movement. It just happens. Note to self, don't go in murky water. Come on. Besides these things that are out to kill you, whatever's in there, any animals, dirty water, stagnant water, it's got a ton of bacteria. You have all these open wounds. There's a ton of different things that can cause infection. Don't think they care at this stage, but just something to think about. And obviously, there you go. There's something in the water. Just don't do that. So either killed the guy or he drowned the guy, and just get a rip off the head. Oh no. Traumatic force can actually cause your skull to crack open. Will it explode? Potentially not explode. You can have intracranial pressure start going super high. As long as the skull is intact, things are actually going to try to escape out, and that typically is herniation down through the foramen magnum, which is the hole basically leading where your spinal cord is coming out. So brain tissue is just going to squirt down there. It's not compatible with life when you start herniating structures. Oh, no way. Come on, you're going to rip it off. Let me see it. Oh, not cool. Mandible is gone. That would cause a ton of pain, but you're not going to die from that moment. The mandible getting ripped off at its attachments up top here, and you're just ripping through the tissue. You can see the muscles. You have what we call muscles of mastication, the masseter, pterygoids, all these muscles that have the movement of our jaw just ripped right through those, taken off. What a crazy game this is. Until Dawn, oh my gosh, I didn't expect so much decapitation occurring. It was nuts. Anyways, check out more videos like this one on Facebook and on YouTube, and check out my channel, Dr. ER. Okay, boom. Death. Oh, okay. Woo. Okay. Oh, Matt, don't go that way, man. Okay, so what I'm trying to say